Many members of the public tend to believe that we are just a funding agency. We also provide training support and mentorship, which are essential for the growth and development of sustainable businesses. And originally, when we started, we looked at the disenfranchised community as our primary market. We have since evolved quite a lot, and with our own evolution has come the evolution of our clientele, which is now expanded to the more tech-savvy, tertiary educated even clientele. One of the mandates that we got when we were started, in addition to providing the training and support and the funding for the business, was this sort of almost ambiguous statement to help in the development of an entrepreneurial culture. And that is so broad-based. But we went about the task in tandem and in concert with the other stakeholders involved, and we've sought to do exactly that, develop an entrepreneurial culture in Trinidad and Tobago. And it has taken various forms. We've worked with tertiary level institutions, secondary education institutions, vocational training, NGOs, and the like, all in the hope of getting individuals to think of entrepreneurship as a first choice career. We have had some measure of success in that while the statistics that Professor Narayan Singh gave was perhaps alarming, we still see that there are individuals who have graduated from these institutions who have now chosen and are gravitating towards entrepreneurship and getting into their own business as a first choice career, whereas if you had looked at the statistics 10 years ago, that would certainly have been the second or third choice. We always thought of entrepreneurship, getting into your own business, as an alternative to paid employment. So we're happy to see that the figures are now changing. It's not where we want it to be as yet, and while he mentioned the 1%, when we looked at graduates of the business studies unit across campuses, at one point they were thinking that the figures were 15%, and everyone was getting very happy, and so we said, well, you know, we're moving into double-digit figures at last. We did a more detailed assessment of it, and we saw it was just 9% of the graduates of the business studies units across campuses getting into business. So we're very close to double-digit figures, and that is encouraging. We like to look at the bright side of things and say that we are progressing. So as I said, NETCO provides the training, the business support through ETIC, the Entrepreneurial Training and Incubation Center, which we have 4 of them throughout Trinidad and Tobago. And we recently decided to go a bit more international in terms of our recognition. So NETCO has registered with the MIX network in Washington, D.C., which is an international organization that monitors the performance of companies like us that provide business support, either in terms of funding and training. We've also registered this year as a member of the Caribbean Microfinance Alliance, and we're happy to say that our involvement with them takes us at the regional and international level. NETCO also partnered with our line ministry, the Ministry of Labor and Small and Micro Enterprise, to handle the IBIS program, which is the incubation program that treats with incubation at the community level. So we've looked at individuals who have business ideas and want to take that business idea into a real, viable, sustainable business. And through incubation, we've given them the necessary training and support, where we've immersed them into what we call an entrepreneurial think tank, that they start to think entrepreneurial. We give them all the business support that they need, the very practical services necessary for their survival, their growth, and sustainability over the long term. I'm happy to announce that the first 2 cohorts at Sandy Grande and Pinal Siparia have graduated and have actually set up business in these incubators, and they are operating. Another recent development is that we have opened an office on the UE campus. And when I mentioned that to one of my colleagues at UTT, she was almost jealous and said, how can you all go to UE and not come to UTT? We've taken it step by step. We know UTT is an entrepreneurial university, and in fact, we do some work with UTT as well. I'm invited quite frequently as a guest lecturer and also to judge in some of the business plan and the business competitions on campus. So we are involved with UTT as well. But what the UE office does, we partner with the faculty, with students, and even alumni and staff who are interested in taking their business ideas further and giving them the necessary support. So we link the academic training with the more practical application of that academic training that translates into viable, long-term, sustainable businesses. So we come in all these nice, brilliant ideas. We know about Porter's 5 forces and all these sort of stuff. And then we show them or demonstrate to them, this is how you apply it in a practical business environment. So we're happy to see that that has been working. Having said all of that, we want to channel some of our energies now into GEW because we identify fully with what GEW is all about and what GEW is doing. We will be having an incubation seminar in partnership with UWI on the 20th of November. It had originally been carded for the 19th, so if you got that in your information package, just switch around the date a bit. And that seminar would treat with the whole concept of incubation, how we treat with the idea, taking the idea into a business, and what are the necessary steps that you undertake to get that business up and going, whether it is at a community level, a commercial level, or if you gain for exports or to supply the local market, all of that we will treat with our partners from the University of the West Indies. And I can tell you that Professor Sankat, the principal, was all enthusiastic about it. He engaged Professor Arjun, and they're giving us all the support we need. So we're going to work in concert with the campus to ensure that you have a very successful incubation seminar on the 20th. We're also working in partnership with our friends or colleagues at our line ministry, where we'll have a similar type of activity on the 19th, a business showcase. And on the 22nd of November, you know, they say in Trinidad, we love Carnival, we like to demonstrate. Some people say we like to ramage. Some people say we like to show off. We want to show you what some of our successful clients have been able to do. So we'll be showcasing what they have done since they came to us, set a business, and have been operating. So that will be a client showcase, which we will stage on the UE campus itself. Originally, we were thinking about going to one promenade or so, but UE has asked us to keep it focused there right on their premises. So we'll show you what our clients have been doing. You will be able to interact with the clients, ask questions and so forth. They'll be telling you what the best practices they have adopted, how DEDCO support got them to where they are, and how their partnership with other individuals, other organizations that lent support, training, or whatever has enabled them to grow and to prosper. We will be involved to some extent with the cupcake competition in terms of the judging and other support, and I see Wendy's smiling. She did ask us for some financial support, and we give her a partial commitment, not a full commitment that she wanted. So we have always been at the forefront pushing entrepreneurship in terms of the concept, in terms of it being a career choice. I'm happy to know that we run something called the Youth Entrepreneurship Success Program for individuals 18 to 30. 3 years ago, we did a tracer study of the entire cohort, all the cohorts that had come to us. Interestingly, 45% of them either got into business on a full-time or part-time basis. So we're not going to cry over the 55% that did not get involved. We'll celebrate the success of the 45% who actually came to the training, immersed themselves for those few months, made the sacrifice to attend the evening sessions, and then translated all that energy they had, all the knowledge they gained in terms of best practices and so forth, and got into business activity. So the future for us is promising. We think that by getting involved with GEW, we are working with a mindset, with a set of young individuals who are key for the future development of entrepreneurship in the country, who will add to the country's GDP, and who, more importantly, will not just go out and seek employment, but create opportunities for employment for others. So we're very happy to be partnering with GEW. With that, I was the last speaker. I don't know if I'm keeping anyone from going to lunch, but I thank you for your time.